Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, thank you so much for checking in. And for those who are here for the first time, welcome. So about a week ago, I talked about the 4 steps to forgiveness. And today I want to talk about the importance of forgiveness and especially how it can affect your health. Both in a positive way, when you choose to forgive, and in a negative way, when you're harboring resentment, which inevitably leads to bitterness. So we got to consider that. So anyway, let me go back for a minute because you don't have to take notes. I'm going to attach the article, but the article is called Forgiveness, Letting Go of Grudges and Bitterness, and it was written by the Mayo Clinic. If you don't know the Mayo Clinic, look it up because it is world famous for all forms of health. Physical, to be sure, but also your mental, spiritual, emotional, the whole body. All right, so I just went ahead, let me find it on here, and did some highlights that I could share with you. And first of all, so people will just say, sorry, my eyes, I made a mistake. I already know as I'm saying it. I accidentally gave my dog pets, and now I'm touching my eye. Stop touching your eye. It's going to get 1,000 times worse. Did I mention I'm allergic to dogs? Yeah, I am. But I will love them through all my allergies. All right, so it says, well, what's the big deal for forgiveness, right? I mean, the people don't even know that you're still angry at them. It's not affecting them. Who cares? Well, it's seriously affecting you. I can assure you of that. And it says, if you don't practice forgiveness, you might be the one who pays most dearly. By embracing forgiveness, you can also embrace peace, hope, gratitude, and joy. Consider how forgiveness can lead you down the path of physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. That is worth considering, isn't it? So then it says, because I think this is the reason people have so much trouble letting go of their anger and letting go of their, bitterness and everything. They're afraid that they won't be affirmed. They're afraid that nobody will know all the hell they went through. Oh my gosh, how can they let it go? Because so-and-so, and if you knew, and it explains so much because cool your jets, breathe. There are ways to share that with people. So what this says is forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the harm done to you or making up with the person who caused that harm. Forgiveness brings a kind of peace that helps you go on with life. And that's why it's worth it, okay? We don't care about the other person. We're talking about taking care of you, right? All right, so it says letting go of grudges and bitterness can make way for improved health and peace of mind. Forgiveness can lead to the following. Of course, this is just a short list. And I'm by no means reading the whole article to you, just the highlights. But it says that forgiveness can lead to healthier relationships, improved mental health, less anxiety, stress, and hostility, lower blood pressure, fewer symptoms of depression, a stronger immune system, improved heart health, and improved self-esteem. Who doesn't want that? It says if you allow negative feelings to crowd out positive feelings, you might find yourself swallowed up by your own bitterness or sense of injustice. So it goes on to say, what are the effects of holding a grudge? And it says, if you are unforgiving, you might bring anger and bitterness into every relationship and new experience. Become so wrapped up in the wrong that you can't enjoy the present. Become depressed or anxious. Feel that your life lacks meaning or purpose, or that you're at odds with your spiritual beliefs. You might lose valuable and enriching connectedness with others. And again, that's just a partial list of the nightmare of holding on to bitterness, resentment, and an inability to forgive, right? So then it says, but what if you do, like, what are the steps? Or we've already talked about the 4 steps in that other video, but why should we even evaluate it further? So it says you need to recognize the value of forgiveness and how it can improve your life. Identify what needs healing and who needs to be forgiven and for what. And that's that 4-step video. Go back and look at the 4 steps to forgiveness because it'll absolutely show you. And it's such a great video. It's only 3 minutes long. This is an article. But that is such a great one on just a quick way to resolve those issues. Consider joining a support group or seeing a counselor. It's so true. One of my favorite of all time is, so favorite, I can't remember it. It's because I've paused this 3 times just to sneeze my head off from the dogs. Oh my goodness. Hello. I'm going to get back to you what my favorite is. Okay, I remember. It is Codependence Anonymous. And you might say, but I'm not codependent, blah, blah, blah. You know what? You might be super resentful and angry at the people that you are accidentally relying on far too much. And it's not your problem. You just don't have the skills to not do that. So trust me, the great thing also about Codependence Anonymous is that it's anonymous. So you can just keep repeating your nightmare again and again as many times as you need to. Nobody cares. They're all there for the same reason. And, well, they're all there for the same reason, meaning the reason is they're trying to get over their issues. And also, it's online. So, ha, ha, ha. I think it's every Sunday all over the world. Codependence Anonymous. It's a really good one. All right, but it also says a therapist, right? And then it also says that you want to acknowledge your emotions about the harm done to you and how they affect your behavior and work to release them. I'm telling you, people cannot let go because they don't feel affirmed. Figure out how you can share it, how you could write it, how you can tell your truth, so that once someone says, oh my God, you're kidding, Annie, that happened to you, I'm so sorry, God, I so get that. Wow, now I understand. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm kidding, because you know I would listen to any of your stories and genuinely affirm you. But I've just been through it so many times for myself that I'm just laughing to say, yes, Juliana, we hear you. We know your nightmare. Poor thing. Blah, blah, blah. But people, thank you for your support. All right, so anyway, you just want to make sure that you're heard. And then it says, and you want to release that. Choose to forgive the person who offended you. It's a choice. It's literally a choice. People don't forgive by accident. They actually make the choice. Move away from your role as a victim and release the control and power the offending person and situation have had in your life. Just decide you're free. You were born free. Praise God. Act like it. All right. So it says, but what if I'm the person who needs to be forgiven? I love that. So often we're busy being a victim and don't even realize that we're the ones who blew it. The problem is you cannot make someone forgive you. And some people are so hurting and so stubborn and so comfortable holding on to that bitterness that they're not going to have the grace to forgive you, and you're going to have to be okay with that. But it says the first step is to honestly assess and acknowledge the wrongs that you've done and how they've affected others. And avoid judging yourself too harshly. And that's so true, because no offense, but that's something other people are comfortable with. Some people want to hang on to the hurt and anger because they love being a victim. Other people want to say, but I'm so terrible and I hurt him, and stay in that woe's me. Hi, it's not about you. You just said it's about the person you hurt. So it says if you're truly sorry for something you've said or done, consider admitting it to those you've harmed. And then speak of your sincere sorrow or regret and ask for forgiveness without making any excuses. There can't be a but. Well, I'm so sorry, but you? Seriously? If you're just sorry, just be sorry. In the 12-step program, they always say clean up your side of the street. You know, just clean up your side of the street. But at the same time, they also say, you know, became willing to make amends to those we had harmed, except when to do so could hurt them, can hurt that person. How many times do people go up and say, you know, they're so sorry for whatever, and it's like, I was keeping that private. I cannot believe you just said that in front of my husband. I cannot believe you just said that in front of so-and-so. I didn't tell anyone that story. Why are you? You know, if somebody's gone on, let's say it was an affair and the person's gone on to a marriage and they're happy with children, please don't go up and say, I'm so sorry for that night we screwed our brains out. Sorry, I don't know how else to say it. Don't say it. You don't always get to ask forgiveness from that person. You have to ask the Lord to forgive you. You don't always get to get that person to say that they accept your apology. Please, do some role playing, do some make-believe with a friend and let that friend forgive you in their stead. Do not ruin someone's life for your selfishness of wanting to be forgiven, please. All right, so then it says, what happens if I can't forgive someone? I just can't. Well, really? Because didn't Jesus die on the cross for our sins? Didn't that guy go through horrific brutality and say, you know what? I am God. Hello, I'm God. In human form, instead of coming as a king, roaring through the skies and freaking out on everybody and saying, bow before me, as so many idiots have in all of time, he came as an innocent little baby and said, dare to love me. Dare to allow me to grow up and watch you. Let me be patient and kind and giving as I grow before I give my message. And even in my message, let it be all one of love. Let me go around the planet, despite what I know, being the Lord of the universe for all of eternity. Let me go around the planet only healing and loving and teaching and guiding. And then, ta-da, I'm going to let you guys beat me and discouraging and crucify me because you guys are so limited, but I'm going to do it and love you anyway, and you're telling me you can't forgive someone? What? Huh? What? Sorry. Woo! Got a little righteous right there. But honestly, okay, but let's say that you can't. The Mayo Clinic will kindly tell you forgiveness can be challenging, especially if the person who's hurt you doesn't admit wrong. If you find yourself stuck, 1, practice empathy. Try seeing the situation from the other's point of view. Like when I had to think about my parents and how my parents were broken, how they had their own issues in their childhood, and no wonder they only did what they could from what they knew. Ask yourself why he or she would have behaved in such a way. Perhaps you would have reacted similarly if you face the same situation. This is very difficult, but if you have the grace. Number 3, reflect on times you've hurt others and those who've actually forgiven you. Write in a journal, pray, or use guided meditation, or talk with a person you found to be wise and compassionate, such as a spiritual leader. What's up, Jules? Bless vegan. A mental health provider, or an important loved one or friend. Obviously, someone you can trust. And be aware that forgiveness is a process, and even small hurts may need to be revisited and forgiven over and over again, like anything else that has so many layers, right? It may continue to unfold, but you are called to be a better person. You're here because you want to step up, step up. And this is just a small thing. Find the article, see what you can learn from it. Let me know what you're thinking. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. And give me some feedback in the comments, peeps. I'd love to support you. And thank you for allowing me to be righteous for a moment. And until we talk again, my friends, be blessed.